Hello and welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Tonight, we're going to gently explore one of the most timeless and comforting questions: is God real? Not to debate or worry, but to wonder, to reflect, and to drift together through thoughts that have touched hearts for centuries. This isn't a lesson or a lecture, it's a soft, calming bedtime story meant to help you relax, let go, and ease into peaceful sleep. So find a cozy position, take a slow breath, and allow yourself to settle in. There's nothing you need to do now but rest, listen, and let your mind float gently with each word. Let's begin. Imagine this. You're lying in bed, surrounded by the hush of night, and somewhere in that silence, a single question quietly floats to the surface of your mind. Is God real? It's a question as old as the stars above you, a question that's lingered at the edge of dreams for centuries, whispered by kings and poets, scientists and children, seekers and doubters alike. As your head sinks deeper into your pillow, let yourself wonder for just a moment, what if there truly is something more, something vast and gentle and infinitely wise, watching over you right now? There's a reason this question pulls at your thoughts in the quiet hours when the world has slowed and all the noise of the day has finally faded. In this gentle darkness, where only the faint hum of life remains, your mind is free to drift and explore possibilities, to imagine realities beyond what you can see or touch. You might feel a certain curiosity, or even a longing, that you can't quite explain, a tug towards something mysterious, just out of reach. Take a deep breath and notice the calm all around you, a peace so complete it almost feels like an invitation. You are safe here. The outside world is set aside. It's just you, your breath, your heartbeat, and the vastness of the universe quietly holding you. Let your imagination wander. Let yourself be open to wonder, to curiosity, to the idea that there might be more than what meets the eye. So many people before you have stared up at the same dark sky, felt the same questions rising in their hearts, and wondered if the universe is simply a collection of chance events, or if there is something or someone guiding it all. Tonight, you're joining that ancient tradition of seekers, adding your voice to the timeless chorus of wanderers who have asked, is God real? There's something powerful in simply pausing to ask this question, to admit that not everything is known, and to allow yourself the space to feel small and humble beneath the stars, yet somehow significant at the same time. Imagine if you could see the world not just with your eyes, but with your sulif. Every quiet moment, every gentle sigh of wind, every star twinkling far above was a clue, a gentle message, a reminder that you are part of something extraordinary. For tonight, you don't need to figure everything out. Let go of the pressure to have all the answers. Let yourself settle into the not knowing, the wondering, the possibility that there is a present, subtle, patient, loving right here with you as you drift off to sleep. As you listen and as you breathe, let that question echo softly in your heart, not as a problem to solve, but as a mystery to rest in. This is your invitation to let your guard down, to be present, to explore, to wonder. You are not alone in your questioning. In fact, perhaps it's in the gentle asking that we are closest to the truth. So, as the night deepens and your mind grows quiet, let your heart remain open. The journey has only just begun. Look up, whether it's in your memory, in your imagination, or through the quiet window by your bed. The night sky stretches far beyond what you can see, an ocean of darkness scattered with stars, each one ancient and blazing, burning across unimaginable distances. Those little points of light you see tonight are the very same stars that have watched over generations before you, and perhaps, in this moment, you can feel how big and mysterious the universe truly is. Think about the way every star holds a story. Some have already burned out, yet their light still travels towards us, crossing the emptiness of space, only reaching our eyes long after they are gone. Isn't it astonishing to realize how much of the universe is happening beyond our senses, unfolding in vast, silent harmony, continuing whether we're awake to witness it or not? Galaxies spiral in perfect patterns, planets drift quietly through their orbits, and in the spaces between, comets and asteroids, trace silent paths written long before you were born. What are the chances that it all fits together so well? Scientists have measured the way gravity holds everything in place, how the Earth spins just right, not too fast, not too slow, so that day and night flow gently into each other. The moon's pull is strong enough to move entire oceans, guiding tides and rhythms of life on Earth. The sun sits at the perfect distance, warming our world, never burning it, never leaving it cold and lifeless. There is an elegant order to all of it, a set of invisible rules that keeps chaos at bay. It's almost as if the universe is a masterwork of design, crafted with careful intention, every detail accounted for. You might imagine someone painting the sky with light, choosing just where each star should shine, how bright, how far, how long. You might even feel a sense of awe, the kind that gently wraps around your heart when you realize you are a small but important part of this astonishing cosmic dance. And it's not just the big things, the galaxies, the planets, the endless stretches of time and space. Think about how everything has to work together for life to exist at all. The air you breathe is made of atoms born inside stars that exploded billions of years ago. The water you drink, the minerals in your bones, the light that nourishes every plantle of it, stitched together in a delicate balance that allows you to be here, right now, listening, wondering. If any part of the universe were just a little bit different, if gravity were weaker, if the Earth was tilted just a few degrees more, if the sun burned even slightly hotter or colder, none of this would be possible. It's as if the universe has been waiting for you, holding a space for you to look up and marvel at its beauty, to ask questions that only a human heart could ask. Let your mind drift through that darkness, traveling further than your body ever could. Imagine passing through clouds of dust and gas where new stars are born, soaring past spinning planets and swirling storms on worlds so far away, their names have barely been spoken. In the grand silence, you might sense a gentle presence, a whisper that says, "You belong here. This is for you." Perhaps every sunrise, every constellation, every soft shimmer of starlight is a quiet invitation, a gentle reminder that behind all this complexity, there could be a loving intelligence, a heart big enough to dream the whole universe into being. Tonight, as you lie in the safety of your own small corner of the world, remember that you are connected to all of it. You are made from the same materials as the stars, born from the same creative spark that set galaxies spinning and lit the fires of suns. Maybe, just maybe, that's not an accident. Maybe it's the universe's way of reaching out to you, reminding you that you are seen, you are known, you are part of something unimaginably beautiful. And as you close your eyes, let yourself rest in that wonder. The universe keeps spinning, the stars keep shining, and the great mystery remains, sir. Mystery that, even now, gently holds you as you fall asleep. Now, turn your attention from the vastness above to the small, miraculous world within you. There is a gentle rhythm in your chest, a quiet, persistent heartbeat that has carried you through every moment of your life. Without thinking about it, you breathe in and out, your body drawing in the air it needs, letting go of what it doesn't. Blood flows through your veins in a perfect circuit, carrying warmth and nourishment to every hidden corner, every tiny cell. Pause for a moment and marvel at the fact that your heart began beating before you were even born, and it has not stopped, not once, since that first flutter of life. Each heartbeat is a testament to your existence, a small but constant reminder that something amazing is happening inside you right now. Beneath your skin, an intricate world works tirelessly. Billions of cells communicate, each one with a role to play. Some cells carry oxygen, others fight off invaders, while still others help you heal from scrapes and bruises, quietly fixing what is broken so you can keep living and growing. All of this happens without you ever needing to ask, without you even being aware. It's as though your body is following a script, a set of instructions written into every strand of your DNA, a code so complex and beautiful that even the smartest minds in the world are still uncovering its secrets. What are the odds that, out of all the possible combinations, your unique self was created? Your eyes, your voice, your laughter, your dreams. Consider the miracles that happen in the smallest details. When you eat a meal, your body knows exactly how to turn food into energy, breaking it down, taking what it needs, sending each part to the right place. When you are sick or tired, your body finds ways to repair and refresh itself, night after night, year after year. Even your thoughts, memories, and feelings, the way you remember your favorite song, the way you feel joy or sorrow, are woven together by countless chemical signals moving through your mind at lightning speed. Every sensation, every emotion, every heartbeat is the result of 1,000 tiny miracles happening at once. And then, think of how your senses let you experience the world. Your eyes take in light and color, allowing you to see beauty in a sunset, the face of a friend, the pages of a book. Your ears pick up vibrations in the air, turning them into music, laughter, the gentle hush of rain outside your window. Your skin can sense the warmth of sunlight, the softness of a blanket, the touch of someone who cares about you. All these abilities come together so seamlessly that it's easy to forget how extraordinary they really are. Some people look at all of this and see only biology, only chance, and chemical reactions. But it's just as possible to see something more real, kind of artistry, a purposeful intelligence behind the scenes. If every part of you, down to the smallest cell, works together in such harmony, could it be that you are more than the sum of your parts? Could it be that life itself is touched by something divine? Imagine that the same creative force that spun the galaxies into being is also at work in you, crafting every detail, caring for every moment, guiding you through every breath and heartbeat. There's a certain peace in trusting that you are here for a reason, that your existence is not random, but intentional. Perhaps the love and wisdom that holds the stars in place is the same love that designed your body, that gave you the ability to feel, to hope, to wonder. Tonight, as you rest and let your body do its quiet work, take comfort in knowing that you are part of a miracle, a masterpiece, crafted with care and intention. As your heartbeat slows and your breathing grows gentle, let yourself feel grateful for the gift of life, for the mystery that surrounds you, for the silent miracle that is you. There is a kind of holiness in every pulse, every breath, every moment of being alive, and tonight, you are held safely within it, gently drifting towards sleep, deeply connected to the wonder of existence itself. Step outside the walls of your room in your imagination and wander into the world beyond, where every leaf, every blade of grass, every drifting cloud tells a story. There is a hidden language in nature, a quiet wisdom at work all around you. Picture a sunflower in a field, its golden face always turning to follow the sun as it moves across the sky. No one taught it to do this, yet it knows, instinctively, to seek the light, to reach for warmth and nourishment. Birds fly in perfect formations, soaring over mountains and oceans, somehow knowing exactly when to leave, where to go, and how to find their way home again, year after year. How do they sense the changes in the air, the subtle pull of the seasons, the secrets of the earth written into every breeze? Some might call it instinct or evolution, but others see a guiding hand behind it all, a gentle voice, whispering instructions into every living thing. Walk a little further into the forest, where trees stand tall and silent, their branches weaving together to create a living canopy overhead. Each tree grows with patience, stretching toward the sunlight, digging roots deep into the soil to drink water from the earth. But what you can't see with your eyes is just as wondrous as what you can. Underneath your feet, a vast network of roots and fungi connects one tree to another, allowing them to share nutrients, send warnings, and protect one another from harm. It's as if the forest itself is a single, breathing organism, working together in harmony, quietly caring for its own. The wind moves through the leaves, carrying pollen from one flower to another, helping new life begin in ways so delicate and precise. They seem almost magical. Even after a storm, nature finds ways to heal. A broken branch becomes a home for insects. Fallen leaves enrich the soil, and new growth soon follows where old wounds once were. Consider the cycles that shape the world. the steady rising and falling of tides, pulled by the moon's silent gravity, the return of rain after days of thirst, nourishing fields and forests, filling rivers and lakes. Every season comes and goes in perfect rhythm: spring's gentle promise, summer's bright abundance, autumn's golden farewell, and winter's quiet rest. Animals prepare and adapt, flowers bloom and fade, and life continues, flowing forward in a pattern as ancient as time itself. How is it that these cycles repeat, year after year, with such reliability and grace? Could it be that nature is following a set of instructions, a language written not with words, but with light and water, with wind and soil, with hope and renewal? Pause to notice the tiny miracles too: a spider weaving a web in perfect symmetry, catching morning dew that sparkles like diamonds in the sunlight, a caterpillar wrapping itself in silk, transforming in darkness to emerge as a butterfly, a single acorn falling to the ground, patient and still, waiting for its chance to become a mighty oak. There is order and beauty, even in the smallest places, patterns that repeat and echo in the wings of a dragonfly, in the swirl of a snail's shell, in the spiral of a distant galaxy. Everywhere you look, life seems to be reaching, growing, seeking the light, returning to the earth, and beginning again. It is easy to walk through life distracted, to see only the surface of things, and miss the quiet miracles unfolding in every corner of creation. But when you pause and listen, when you open your senses to the world, you can feel the presence of something greater: a careful hand, a loving intelligence guiding each moment, each creature, each breath of wind. It is as if the world is speaking to you, offering gentle reminders of beauty, resilience, and hope. Maybe it's the intricate patterns of a snowflake, the hush of falling rain, or the call of an owl at dusk that remind you how connected everything truly is. And just as nature follows its mysterious language, you too are part of this great conversation. Your life, with all its twists and turns, joys and sorrows, is woven into the same tapestry. The longing you feel for meaning, the awe you sense in quiet moments, the comfort you find in the presence of beauty, these are your invitations to listen, to wonder, to remember that you belong. Tonight, as you lie in stillness, let the language of nature wash over you, a lullaby written by the world itself. Allow its wisdom to comfort you, to remind you that nothing in creation is wasted or forgotten, that every living thing has a place and a purpose, and that somewhere, in all the harmony and design, there is love enough for you too. Close your eyes for a moment, and remember a time when you felt truly connected to someone: a parent's reassuring hug, the laughter you shared with a friend until your sides ached, a word of comfort whispered when you needed it most, or the simple warmth of a hand in yours. These moments of human connection are so ordinary, yet so extraordinary, that they often pass unnoticed in the rush of daily life. But if you pause to reflect, you'll see how powerful these bonds truly are, how they reach deep inside you and awaken a sense of belonging, of being seen and cherished. There is something mysterious in the way love flows between people, something invisible but undeniably real, a force that cannot be measured by science alone. Think about how love shows up in small, selfless acts: a cup of tea brought to you when you're tired, someone listening closely when you need to talk, a gentle smile exchanged in passing, or a friend who remembers your favorite song. Love is there in forgiveness when you've made mistakes, in encouragement when you feel uncertain, in the silent understanding between people who don't need words to say, "I'm here with you." Sometimes love takes the form of sacrifice, as a parent works late to give their child a better life, or a friend travels miles just to offer support. In these quiet, often unspoken gestures, you may glimpse something eternal, something that stretches far beyond the boundaries of time and place. Love is not always loud or obvious. Sometimes it's a steady presence, a quiet comfort that lets you rest easy, knowing you are not alone. When you feel anxious, uncertain, or afraid, love can be the gentle anchor that keeps you from drifting away. It reminds you that you are part of something larger, that you matter, that your feelings are heard and understood. Even during times of loneliness, there can be a memory, a word, or a smile that returns to you, warming your heart and lighting the darkness. It's in these moments that you might sense there is something sacred in our connections, a current of compassion and understanding that moves unseen, linking hearts across miles and even through silence. Across history, love has inspired people to create and dream, to write poems and songs, to build families and communities, to stand up for what is right, to heal, and to forgive. When you think of all the ways love has shaped your life and the lives of those before you, it becomes almost impossible to believe that it's simply an accident, just a trick of biology. Instead, you might feel there is a deeper origin, a source of love so vast and inexhaustible that it can fill every heart and still remain infinite. Some call it the divine spark, others the image of God within us, a thread that binds every person, every act of kindness, every moment of true connection. Imagine what it means that every time you reach out in Laveno, matter how small or simple, you are participating in something ancient and holy. Love is the one thing that multiplies as it is given away, growing stronger and brighter each time it is shared. It can heal wounds that seem impossible to mend, cross barriers of language and distance, and endure even when all else fades away. If there is proof of something greater at work in the world, maybe it is found here, in the quiet miracle of loving and being loved. The yearning for love and connection is so deeply woven into our being that it feels like an echo of our very source, a reflection of a love that is endless and unbreakable. Tonight, as you rest, let yourself remember these connections. Feel gratitude for those who have touched your life, even in small ways, and consider how your presence has also shaped the journey of others. If you listen closely, you may hear a gentle assurance that love itself is the greatest sign that you are never alone, that your life is precious, that you are cherished beyond measure. Let that thought comfort you and carry you into peaceful dreams, knowing that love is the thread that weaves us all together, and perhaps it is the quiet voice of God whispering, "You are loved, now and always." Travel back through time in your imagination and picture the earliest people long before cities rose or books were written, gathered beneath a tapestry of stars, their faces turned upward, their hearts filled with wonder. Across every continent and culture, across deserts and mountains, forests and plains, people have always gazed at the sky and asked questions that rise naturally in the hush of night. Where did all this come from? Who are we? Is there a purpose behind the pattern of our days and the turning of the seasons? This longing to understand, to seek meaning beyond what eyes can see, seems woven into the fabric of being human. For thousands of years, people have told stories of the divine, sung prayers into the darkness, and painted their faith on the walls of caves and temples, always searching for a way to express what is felt but cannot be seen. Imagine fires flickering in the darkness as elders shared tales handed down from their own ancestors of miracles, of creation, of a powerful presence guiding and protecting them through unknown dangers and unexplainable joys. In these ancient voices, you hear the same questions and hopes that live inside you today. They spoke of gods walking among them, of angels visiting in dreams, of signs and wonders that lifted hearts and inspired awe. In every culture, in every language, there have been prayers whispered and sung, sometimes in celebration, sometimes in desperation, sometimes simply in gratitude for the gift of life itself. These prayers rise like incense, reaching for the heavens, longing for answers, for connection, for a sense that someone or something is listening. Think of the temples built on mountaintops, the sacred groves hidden deep in forests, the songs of monks echoing through stone halls, the simple candle lit in a window to honor the holy. Every tradition, no matter how distant or different, shares a common thread, a sense that there is something beyond the ordinary, a reality both close and mysterious, loving and powerful. Some called it God, others called it Spirit, or Creator, or simply the One Who Is. Across the world, from the earliest tribes to today's crowded cities. This desire to know and be known by the divine remains strong and undiminished. Imagine for a moment the countless prayers offered in silence, the moments when people cried out in sorrow or sang with joy, believing they were heard by a loving presence. How many miracles have been credited to this faith? How many lives changed? How many hearts comforted by the quiet hope that someone is listening, that they are not alone? Even when storms came and darkness gathered, hope persisted, a fragile flame sheltered by faith, passed from one heart to another through the ages. Sacred texts were written, psalms and poems composed, each line echoing with questions and praises, each word a bridge between heaven and earth. Picture yourself among these ancient wanderers, your own questions joining theirs in a vast, timeless chorus. You are not alone in your seeking. You are part of a great story still unfolding. The traditions of faith and wonder, of searching for God and sharing stories of love and miracles, have shaped our world and filled it with beauty and purpose. Every time you pause to wonder, every time you offer a silent prayer or a quiet thank you, you are connecting with those who came before, with those who will come after, and perhaps even with the divine itself. Tonight, as you close your eyes and let sleep draw near, let yourself rest in the knowledge that you are part of this ancient song and melody of hope and faith, of questions and longing. Feel the comfort that comes from knowing that your wonder is shared, your prayers joined with millions of others through time and space, all reaching for the same gentle mystery that watches over us all. There is wisdom and peace in belonging to this story, in letting your voice become part of the endless conversation between humanity and the sacred, a conversation that has never ended and never will. Think about how incredibly unlikely it is that you, in all your uniqueness, are here tonight, listening to these words as you settle into bed. Out of all the possible moments in all of time, out of every combination of events and circumstances, you exist right now, in this particular place, with your own story, your own dreams, and your own questions. Consider for a moment the countless events that had to line up perfectly just for you to be born, the right ancestors meeting, the smallest choices, the tiniest chances, all forming a delicate chain that stretches back for centuries. It's as if life itself is composed of a million invisible threads, woven together with impossible precision, each one connecting you not only to your own past, but to the lives of strangers and the fate of the world. Pause and remember the moments that have shaped your path, a chance meeting that became a friendship, a decision made on a whim that changed the course of your life, the unexpected kindness of a stranger, or a gentle nudge that steered you away from danger. Sometimes it feels as if the universe is orchestrating a grand symphony, placing the right people and moments in your path just when you need them most. These are the coincidences that make you pause, the turning points that make you wonder if there's more to the world than random events. Could these be signs, gentle reminders that nothing is truly accidental, that there is an unseen purpose moving through the ordinary details of your life? Take a moment to marvel at the complexity of existence, the perfect balance of conditions that allow life to flourish, the endless factors that had to align for your very heartbeat, for your breath in this instant. The earth itself spins at exactly the right speed, tilts at just the right angle, is positioned at just the right distance from the sun, all so that life could not only exist, but thrive and grow in astonishing variety. If gravity were just a little weaker, or the air a little thinner, if the oceans had not formed, or the continents had not shifted, you would not be here tonight, wrapped in the peace of your room, listening and wondering. The smallest details had to align, not just for life in general, but for your life, with all its twists and turns, its joys and heartaches, its hopes and dreams. Consider, too, the moments that feel impossibly well-timed, when you meet someone who understands you perfectly, when a door opens just as you thought all were closed, when a new idea or inspiration arrives just as you need it most. Even the difficult chapters, the storms and losses, sometimes reveal hidden gifts only in hindsight. Looking back, you may notice that even hardships have brought unexpected blessings or wisdom. leading you towards something better, teaching you lessons that shape your soul and deepen your compassion. If you trace the path of your life, with all its winding roads and unexpected detours, you may sense a quiet purpose at work, a gentle guidance that seems to whisper, "You are not lost. There is meaning here." Maybe all these threads, all these coincidences, are not accidents at all. Maybe they are reminders that you are woven into a greater story, part of a design too vast to fully grasp. When you open your heart to the possibility that your existence is no mere accident, that the universe itself holds a place just for you, a sense of wonder and gratitude begins to bloom. You begin to see your life as a miracle, a precious chance, a unique expression of something infinite and loving. You are the result of stars that exploded long ago, the dreams and choices of people you'll never meet, the convergence of time and space and hope. You are here, tonight, on purpose. Let that realization bring you comfort as you drift into sleep. The universe is filled with mystery, with moments that defy explanation, with patterns that hint at something or someone quietly guiding the way. Every coincidence, every meeting, every breath is a note in the song of your existence, a gentle sign that perhaps nothing is random, that you are cherished and chosen, a vital part of something unimaginably beautiful. Rest easy in the knowledge that you belong here, that your story matters, and that the thread of your life is exactly where it is meant to be. As you settle into the quiet comfort of night, notice the gentle voice inside you, a presence that often grows louder in moments of stillness or solitude. Sometimes, when the world slows down and distractions fade away, you may feel a subtle nudge, a whisper that speaks not in words but in feelings, hunches, or sudden clarity. There are times when you feel guided toward kindness, when you feel compelled to reach out to someone or show compassion, even when you don't know why. It can appear as a sudden feeling of peace in the middle of worry, or a new strength when you are sure you've reached your limit. Sometimes it's a warning, a sense to wait, to pause, to listen just a bit longer before making a decision. Other times, it's a gentle encouragement that urges you to be brave, to take the next step, to trust even when you're afraid. This quiet voice within is not always loud or dramatic. It might be the calm certainty that helps you choose the right path, even when logic alone doesn't seem to explain your decision. It's the soft assurance that you are safe, that you are loved, that you are not alone. In moments of sadness or fear, when the world feels heavy or uncertain, this voice can be a lifeline anchor that steadies you, a reminder to breathe, to let go, to rest. It can bring hope when circumstances seem hopeless, or offer forgiveness when you least expect it. The whisper is always there, waiting patiently for you to listen, to quiet the noise and let yourself be led by something deeper than thought. Reflect on those moments in your own life when you have felt an inner wisdom guiding you, when you knew what was right, even if it was difficult. Maybe you have experienced a sudden intuition that turned out to be exactly what you needed, or a dream that brought unexpected clarity or comfort. Sometimes this guidance arrives as inspiration, filling you with ideas or solutions that seem to come from nowhere. At other times, it's the reassurance that you are enough, just as you are, and that everything will be okay, even when you can't see how. You might call this your conscience, or your soul, or the voice of your heart, but for many people, it feels like something more, a sacred connection to a presence that knows and loves you completely. Across cultures and ages, people have described this experience as hearing the voice of God, or feeling the presence of a guardian angel, or sensing the guidance of spirit. Sometimes it's a prayer answered not with a loud miracle, but with a quiet change in your own heart. Sometimes it's the sense of being watched over, protected, or accompanied, especially in the hardest or loneliest moments. There are countless stories of people who found hope, courage, or forgiveness through a whisper within, a strength that didn't come from themselves, but from something greater, something both close and mysterious. In these stories, the quiet voice leads people toward kindness, mercy, generosity, and healing, always drawing them closer to love. You don't need to do anything special to hear this voice. It is always with you, patient and gentle, waiting for you to notice. Sometimes, all it takes is a few deep breaths, a pause in the rush of the day, a willingness to ask for help or listen for wisdom. In silence, you can feel inner comfort that wraps around you, a sense that you are cherished, guided, and never truly lost. This presence does not judge or condemn. Instead, it offers encouragement and hope, reminding you of your worth and the endless possibilities that await you. Even in your doubts, even in your mistakes, it remains steadier source of grace and light that invites you to try again, to forgive yourself, to love others more deeply. As you drift towards sleep tonight, let yourself be comforted by the quiet voice within. Let its wisdom settle in your heart, reminding you that you are not alone, that you are always being gently guided, even when you do not understand. Trust that this inner guidance is real, that it is a gifter, sacred companion for every step of your journey. Allow the soft assurance of love and wisdom to fill your dreams, to carry you gently into the night, and to remain with you, always ready to guide, to comfort, and to inspire. Whenever you choose to listen, let your imagination stretch out across the universe, gliding past planets and stars, and see if you can sense the breathtaking precision in the way everything works together. From the tiniest atoms spinning quietly in the dark to galaxies swirling in elegant spirals, everything follows a set of delicate rules that make life possible. It's as if the whole cosmos is balanced on a knife's edge, held steady by a wisdom deeper than we can comprehend. Imagine for a moment what scientists have discovered: the force of gravity, so perfectly tuned that it holds planets in their orbits without crushing them together or flinging them apart. The strength of the electromagnetic force, governing how atoms form bonds and allowing light to shine. If even one of these forces were just a little stronger or weaker, even by the tiniest fraction, the stars would never have formed, the Earth would never have cooled, and nothing like us could ever have existed. The more you learn about the universe, the more you see that everything depends on everything else in ways that seem almost impossibly precise. Think about our Suna star that burns at just the right temperature and distance to support life on our planet. If the sun were a little closer or further away, a little hotter or colder, Earth would be either a frozen wasteland or a scorched desert. But instead, here we are, surrounded by oceans, mountains, forests, and skies that change from dawn to dusk, each new day perfectly suited to nurture life. Consider the atmosphere that shields us from harmful radiation, the magnetic field that guards against cosmic storms, the gentle pull of the moon that stirs the tides and helps regulate the climate. Every detail fits together so naturally, you might almost forget how extraordinary it all is. Zoom in closer and notice the patterns that repeat in every corner of nature. The double helix of DNA, twisting and folding to hold the instructions for every living thing. The way water molecules stick together just enough to form raindrops, rivers, and clouds, but not so much that water freezes solid at every breath of winter air. The smallest cells in your body work together with mathematical precision, building, repairing, protecting, and adapting, each one following a blueprint that's been handed down for billions of years. Even the balance of elements in your blood, the way your lungs take in oxygen and let out carbon dioxide, is perfectly set for life as you know it. Some people say that these patterns are just the result of chance, the outcome of random processes playing out over billions of years. But it's hard not to wonder if all this harmony is simply luck, or if there's a guiding intelligence behind it, a master artist painting with light and gravity, time and space. The universe could have been empty and silent, cold and lifeless, but instead, it sings with color and energy and possibility. The odds that everything would align so perfectly, so that planets could form, life could begin, and consciousness could awaken, are so small that they boggle the mind. Yet here you are, a part of this intricate design, able to wonder, to hope, to dream. Even as science uncovers more about how the universe works, the questions only grow deeper. Why is there something rather than nothing? Why do the laws of nature allow for beauty, for complexity, for meaning? Why does anything exist at all? Each discovery points to an even greater mystery, an order so profound that it feels like an invitation to awe. You may sense, deep in your heart, that the universe is not just a cold machine, but a living story one in which you play a vital part, and every breath is a miracle of balance and intention. Tonight, as you rest, let these thoughts fill you with peace. The universe is vast beyond imagining, yet here you are, woven into its very fabric, cherished by the same forces that set the stars spinning and bring the seasons round. Trust in the possibility that none of this is random, that the fine balance of the universe is a sign, gentle assurance that you are part of something beautiful and purposeful. As you drift off to sleep, know that the same wisdom holding the galaxies in their graceful dance is holding you, too, in perfect, loving balance. Let yourself remember all the beauty that has touched your life, the kind of beauty that stops your thoughts, opens your heart, and leaves you in silent awe. Picture a sunrise painting the sky in colors so gentle and bright that it feels like the world is being created all over again, just for you. Remember the way the last golden light of day slips behind the hills, how the clouds blush pink and purple, how even the smallest details like the shimmer of dew on a single blade of grass catch your eye and fill you with wonder. Beauty is everywhere, woven into every corner of the world, waiting to be noticed. It can be found in the way laughter rises in a room full of friends, in the harmony of a favorite song, in the hush of snowfall, or the sudden bloom of wildflowers after rain. There is beauty in the dance of tree branches swaying in the wind, in the flight of birds tracing invisible patterns across the sky, in the calm of a lake reflecting the endless sky above. Sometimes beauty arrives unexpectedly, in quiet moments when you least expect it. It might be the sound of a child's giggle, the comfort of a warm cup of tea held in your hands, or the way the world seems to pause for just a moment, inviting you to breathe and notice the gifts all around you. You might notice it in the eyes of someone you love, in the softness of a kind word, or in the peaceful silence that settles at the end of a long day. Beauty doesn't need to be grand or rare. It often appears in the ordinary, in the rhythm of daily life, waiting for you to slow down and see it. The fact that you can recognize beauty, that it moves you and brings joy, or peace, or tears, is a miracle in itself. Your heart responds to beauty in ways that science alone cannot explain. It stirs your imagination, inspires hope, and reminds you of something greater than yourself. There are moments when beauty lifts your spirit beyond worry or sadness, moments when the world feels gentle and kind, when you sense that everything is just as it should be. At times, it may even feel like a message meant just for you, a sign that you are not alone, that there is meaning and love hidden in the fabric of things. Some people call these moments glimpses of the divine, gentle reminders that the world is not random or empty, but filled with purpose, goodness, and grace. Think of all the ways beauty makes life richer, the stories that move you, the songs that make you want to dance, the art that draws you in and asks you to see the world with new eyes. There is beauty in forgiveness and in healing, in the courage to keep going when times are hard, in the patience to wait for new beginnings. Imagine, just for a moment, that all this beauty is not an accident, that it is a signature, a quiet blessing written into the world by a loving hand. If the universe wanted only survival, only efficiency, there would be no need for sunsets or music, no reason for color or laughter, no purpose in the delicate symmetry of a snowflake or the taste of ripe fruit in summer. Yet beauty is everywhere, calling out to you in ways big and small, lifting your gaze, healing your heart, encouraging you to hope and to love. Let yourself believe, if only for tonight, that beauty is a gift, a gentle reminder that you are cherished and that life is meant to be more than just survival. As you rest now, let the memories of beauty soothe you and fill you with quiet gratitude. Notice how each moment of beauty, no matter how fleeting, lingers in your memory, comforting you, reminding you that life is more wonderful and mysterious than you can ever fully understand. Perhaps these gifts are the universe's way of saying that you are not alone, that you are deeply loved, that the world itself is alive with meaning and hope. Drift into sleep with a heart open to beauty, trusting that it will meet you again in dreams and in every new day, a constant invitation to see, to feel, and to know that you are part of something truly, wonderfully divine. All across the world, from the quietest villages to the busiest cities, people carry with them stories of faith, stories that shine with hope and wonder, passed from one heart to another, like lanterns in the darkness. These stories are as different as the people who tell them, yet all are bound by a thread of longing, of reaching beyond what is known, of believing that there is something or someone listening to their prayers. Some stories are about prayers answered in the most unexpected ways, a gentle nudge at the exact right moment, a burst of courage when fear seemed overwhelming, a mysterious coincidence that could not be explained by luck alone. There are tales of sudden healing, of families finding strength to carry on in the face of impossible odds, of lives changed by forgiveness, or a single moment of kindness that rippled outward and changed everything. So many people have felt a hand guiding them through sorrow and joy alike, or have seen doors open when every path seemed blocked, and they have shared their stories as an offering of gratitude, as a way to keep hope alive for others. It's not just grand miracles that fill these stories. Often, faith is built on the smallest of moments. Someone sits quietly in a place of worship, lighting a candle for someone they love, and feels a peace settle over their heart that cannot be explained. A mother prays through tears for her child, and later finds her burden lifted in a way that brings her to her knees in wonder. A person lost in loneliness or doubt hears a hymn or a verse that feels written just for them, and in that moment, the darkness lifts, if only a little, replaced by a light that keeps them moving forward. These are the moments when faith becomes real, not a theory or a lesson, but a lived experience, a heartbeat, a whisper of love that feels as close as your own breath. In every faith tradition, people have gathered to share these stories, to sing together and hold each other through the storms of life. The language of faith may differ, the names for the divine may change, but the stories are woven with the same golden thread, a sense that we are not alone, that help comes in ways we cannot predict, that hope returns even after it seemed lost forever. Some speak of dreams that brought messages at just the right time, or visions that led them to take bold steps and discover new strength within themselves. Others remember moments of forgiveness that seemed impossible, or of finding joy again after heartbreak, or of feeling a presence in the room when they most needed comfort. For every question about why pain exists, there are 1,000 quiet miracles, 1,000 reasons to keep hoping, to keep searching for light. Perhaps you've heard stories from friends or family members, or maybe you have stories of your own, those times when life surprised you, when a path appeared where there was none, when you found yourself lifted by a love that could not be explained. Sometimes, faith means trusting in these stories, holding them close when doubt creeps in, and remembering that you are part of a much bigger tapestry. When you listen to the stories of others, you may notice that their faith helps you find your own, that their hope becomes a spark in your own darkness, a gentle reminder that miracles, both big and small, are always possible. Let your heart rest in the comfort of these stories tonight. Think of all the people throughout time and across the world who have walked through their own valleys of doubt and fear and have still chosen to believe, to love, to keep searching for meaning. Every story is a reminder that the divine works in mysterious ways, not always with thunder and lightning, but often through gentle whispers, the kindness of strangers, the beauty of forgiveness, or the resilience to stand up and try again. As you drift towards sleep, know that your story matters too, that your faith, your questions, your hopes, and your moments of awe are part of this endless, luminous chain of belief. You are not alone, and your story, like so many others, is pursues a quiet miracle unfolding night by night, breath by breath. Sometimes, the greatest evidence of something sacred in this world isn't found in moments of thunder or glory, but in the gentle unfolding of the everyday. There is holiness hidden in the ordinary morning light, slipping quietly across your floor, the hush of rain tapping on your window, the way a warm meal fills you with comfort after a long day. You might notice it in the steady routine of your mornings, the familiar footsteps of someone you love, or the comforting repetition of simple rituals like making tea or tucking in a child. These small moments are easy to overlook, yet they carry a kind of grace that quietly sustains you, day after day. Think of the countless acts of kindness that go unseen each day, the neighbor who checks in with a wave, the friend who sends a message just to ask how you're doing, the stranger who holds a door open as you pass by. These gestures are so simple that they rarely draw attention, but they ripple outwards, spreading light and comfort in ways you may never fully realize. Perhaps the sacred is present in these quiet exchanges, in every shared smile or word of encouragement, in every silent understanding that connects us one to another. It's in the comfort you offer someone in need, or the patience you show in a moment of frustration, or the way you listen when someone just needs to be heard. Through these acts, something invisible and powerful moves between us, a current of goodness that asks for nothing in return. The holiness of ordinary life also appears in those moments when you pause and truly notice the world around you, the scent of flowers in the air, the laughter that drifts through an open window, the sight of the sky stretching wide above the roofs and trees. There's wonder in the way sunlight glows through green leaves, or how dusk brings a hush that settles gently over everything. Even in the hardest seasons, there are signs of grace, a hot meal shared in sadness, the silent comfort of someone sitting close without words, the soft assurance that you are not alone in your struggles. Perhaps these are the moments when the divine is closest, not in dazzling miracles, but in the steady presence of love and care, woven so quietly into the fabric of daily life that you might miss it if you're not looking. Consider how faith grows not only in mountaintop experiences, but in the valleys of routine, in the gentle repetition of things that make up your days. Maybe you find God in the softness of your pillow at night, in the way your home shelters you from the storm, or in the smile of a child who trusts you completely. There is meaning in every ordinary task, in every chance to serve or be served, in every humble offering of help, hope, or friendship. When you slow down and truly see these moments, they become sacreda, reminder that you are living inside a miracle that is happening all the time, in 1,000 unnoticed ways. Sometimes it is enough to let these ordinary moments be enough, to trust that they matter, even if they aren't grand or dramatic. You don't need to perform great deeds to encounter the sacred. You don't have to have all the answers to feel loved. The ordinary is extraordinary when seen through the eyes of gratitude and wonder, when you open your heart to the possibility that every moment is a chance to experience something holy. Maybe, in the end, the presence of the divine is not something you need to chase or search for. Maybe it is already here, waiting for you in the kindness you give and receive, in the simple joys that color your days, in the quiet strength that carries you through even the most difficult times. As you settle into sleep, allow yourself to remember all the small blessings that filled your day. Each one is a gentle reminder that the sacred is not far away, but always near, woven into every breath, every kindness, every moment of peace. Trust that your life, with all its ordinariness, is precious and full of meaning, and that you are already held in the heart of something much greater than yourself. In the ordinary, you are never alone. In the simple rhythm of your days, you are always surrounded by a quiet, persistent lover, love that never ends, and that makes every moment, no matter how small, a miracle. There is a quiet, gentle peace that comes when you finally let go of the need to control every outcome, to solve every question, to hold every piece of life together with your own hands. In the darkness, as you lie in your bed, you are invited to surrender not in defeat, but in trust. It is an invitation to set aside the heavy weight of needing to have every answer, of carrying every worry and every fear, and to simply rest in the mystery of it all. Life, with all its uncertainty and wonder, becomes softer when you allow yourself to lean back into something greater than yourself, to release the tension in your shoulders, to unclench your fists, to let your thoughts drift gently away like leaves on a slow-moving stream. There is something beautiful in surrender, in trusting that even when you don't understand what's happening or why things unfold as they do, There is a purpose unfolding beneath the surface, story being written with patience and wisdom, a tapestry far more intricate and loving than you can see from your limited perspective. Sometimes the answers you search for most desperately are not found through effort or analysis, but through stillness and acceptance, through allowing yourself to be held by grace and to find comfort in not knowing. You are allowed to rest in questions, to live in the spaces between certainty and doubt, to let the unknown be not a source of fear but a source of gentle wonder. Imagine for a moment how it would feel to give yourself permission to just lay down your burdens, your regrets, your anxious plans for tomorrow, and to simply exist perfectly as you are in this moment. Let yourself breathe more deeply, letting the air fill your lungs and then drift softly away, each breath a reminder that life continues even when you are not in control. Sometimes, the most profound acts of faith are not loud declarations or grand gestures, but the quiet act of surrendering your need to understand everything, of trusting that you are held, watched over, and loved by something much bigger than your own mind can fathom. Perhaps it is in this letting go that true peace enters, a peace that doesn't depend on circumstances or outcomes, a peace that exists beyond the boundaries of what you can see or measure. This peace is not about ignoring your struggles or pretending that pain doesn't exist, but about knowing that you are not alone in carrying them, that help and hope are always near, and that you are surrounded by a love that endures through every night and every uncertainty. When you surrender, you allow life to unfold without the constant pressure of your own expectations. You make room for grace, for unexpected beauty, for small miracles to appear when you least expect them. Notice how the world keeps spinning, how the stars keep shining, how your body keeps breathing, even as you sleep. Everything carries on, held together by invisible hands, whether or not you are awake or aware. This is the mystery of surrender, a gentle assurance that you can rest, that it's safe to let go, that the world does not depend on your constant striving. In surrendering, you find yourself supported by something that is patient and kind, something that doesn't falter when you are tired or doubtful, something that remains faithful when everything else changes. Even when you feel lost, even when you are afraid, surrender invites you to trust that the path will reveal itself, that light will return, that you are never forgotten or overlooked. As you drift towards sleep, let the worries of the day slip away. Each thought, each question, each hope can be released for now, floating away like clouds across a moonlit sky. Trust that tomorrow will bring what it needs to bring, that you are enough just as you are, that you are already held and loved without having to do anything at all. Rest in this gentle surrender, in the quiet miracle of being carried, comforted, and known. Let yourself sleep deeply, wrapped in the peace that comes from trusting the mystery, from letting go, and from knowing that you are always held in perfect love. As the night deepens and your breath grows slow and soft, let every part of your body and mind settle into stillness. All the questions and wonderings, all the thoughts and dreams that have traveled with you tonight can be set down gently beside you for a while. Allow yourself to feel the calm that fills the room, a comfort that seems to settle into the air, quiet and loving, like a gentle hand smoothing the worries from your brow. Let each muscle relax, each heartbeat grow steady, each breath become a little lighter, as if your entire self is floating, weightless and safe, on a calm sea of night. You are exactly where you are meant to be in this moment, held in the hush, protected by the dark, kept company by the mystery that surrounds you. There is nothing you need to do now, nowhere to go, nothing to solve or finish. For a little while, you can simply rest and let the world take care of itself. Know that you are not alone. The love and wisdom that guide the stars and tides also hold you close, seeing you and cherishing you more than you could ever imagine. All the wonders of the universe, all the beauty and hope and meaning are here with you, gathered like soft moonlight around your bed, watching over you as you drift towards sleep. Even if you feel small or uncertain, even if doubts whisper in the corners of your mind, let yourself remember that you are part of a much larger story, one that began before you were born, and will continue long after you wake. Your presence in the world is a quiet miracle, and tonight you can rest in the knowledge that your life matters. Every kindness you have shown, every hope you have carried, every question you have dared to ask, has woven itself into the great tapestry of existence. The universe holds you tenderly, remembering each detail, celebrating each small joy, and comforting each sorrow. You are seen, known, and deeply loved, not for what you accomplish, but for simply being here, breathing, dreaming, and loving in your own unique way. All the stories of faith and hope, all the moments of beauty and coincidence, the fine balance and gentle voice within, the ordinary and extraordinary, the surrender and the searching every chapter is another way the universe reaches out to remind you that you are never alone. Tonight, let gratitude blossom in your heart for the simple miracle of this life, for the safety of your bed, for the softness of the darkness, for the gift of sleep that comes like a friend. Remember that as you close your eyes, you are cared for by forces seen and unseen, held in a web of love that never breaks. Allow your thoughts to drift gently, like clouds moving across the sky, free from hurry or fear. Let the questions rest and let the need for answers fade, trusting that all is well, that you are watched over, that there is a purpose for every breath and a reason for every dream. May peace settle over you like a warm blanket, soothing every worry, every ache, every restless thought. May you feel the gentle assurance that you are part of something timeless, something loving, something endlessly creative and wise. In the quiet of the night, let yourself drift into deep and healing sleep, wrapped in the certainty that you are cherished, that you belong, and that you are always, always held. Rest easy now, and let the world fall away. You are loved, you are safe, and the mystery that has guided you through this journey will keep watch over you until the morning light returns. Good night.